Hey everyone, it's a surprise video, believe it or not. Uh, I'll go ahead and say I'm not a programmer. I've been doing my best to learn, but as you get older, it gets a little harder to learn how to do things. And this program is called KindaGit because it's KindaGit is what it is. When I first started using Git and learning, I used GitHub Desktop to pull and push and all that stuff, but there's just so many options that I did not use on there and did not need. It did not make sense for me personally. And then when I kind of started hosting my own Git stuff eventually with Git, I started using Sublime Merge. And after using Sublime Merge for a while, during my learning with boot dev, not sponsored or anything, I found out I basically use 4 to 5 commands, and I don't need these desktop programs really. And I could use them in the command line, terminal, command prompt, whatever you want to call it. But without further ado, this is what I'm working on for my personal version of it. I'm using a bunch of predefined libraries, yes, in Python. So I'm using systems, I'm using PyQt5, which I'll probably eventually switch to PySide 6. I was using PySide 5. Yes, it's all still PyQt, but I'd rather use PySide. But that's not here now. And then, Git libraries, Git exec libraries, and OS. A bunch of this early on is just initializing the user interface and the buttons. And once we get down into the nitty gritty of everything, besides sending I don't know if they're called signals in Python. They're called signals in Godot, where you set up a button and it sends a signal back to another function. So here we have the clone repo. This is where you put in your URL and you're pulling down the repository, making a clone of it pretty much. Where you do git clone and then your git clone address. Pull repo is when they make an update to the repository and you don't necessarily need to clone it. You can do pull. Add all is, say you've made a bunch of changes to different files, you can add all at once, stage them all from unstaged. Commit, well, once you add all your stuff, you have to commit it. So do that, commit, set your commit up, make your message, then push your changes. Well, that's doing like git push, right? And I found on maybe not everybody's Windows, since most programmers probably have dot files visible by default or hidden files. I made this where it will give you the chance to save your git ignore. Say you make more files and then I go, oh, well, I need to make sure I don't put this. If you're doing like publicly, like GitHub, don't want to publicly push this file, I need to change my git ignore. You can do it actually inside of this. There's your update commit history, which will show you all the commits you've made previously or the ones you've just made. That automatically loads the git ignore when you load the repo. That way you don't have to hunt it down, especially again on Windows. Show diff, I don't know yet how to have it automatically detect diffs for you. So you have to click the basically a refresh. You click show diff, it'll show your differences. Doesn't look good, very basic. It's red and green and very, very basic, but you can still see your differences in your files. You can create new branches. You can also switch your branch. But when I was testing, I was able to delete my only branch I had when I was doing this. So I made a or not an instance, a exception or a catch, pretty much, that if it's your only branch, it'll come up with an error that you cannot delete this only branch. You can also update your branch. You can also do like your main branch, testing branch, beta branch, alpha branch, all that kind of stuff. You can add another remote to your repository. Say you want to have one for GitHub, what's it, GitLab, Git, Git, whatever, all the Gits. You can add other remotes to your thing as well. You can update, open your repository locally, and get all your information out of it. Like I said, it's not amazing, and I did a tabbing system. Let me show you here. Just so you have everything on one screen, not a bunch of hidden uh, dialogues. First thing you'll see when you clone or open is your commit history, your status. Again, add all, commit message, commit, push, and refresh their status. Where the gitignore opens and then you save. You can also edit your gitignore right here. Diff, again, I don't know how to automatically show diff, so I'll have to refresh with show diff. Branches, you have your drop down box, your buttons, and your remote. And you can add a remote. It'll pop up and ask you to, well, I don't have my repository loaded, but also, hey, what's your new remote? So let's go over to Firefox and we'll pull down this lesson from when I was doing boot dev out on the open web. We'll do that. We'll do clone. You'll see initial commit, update, progress, finished, added context, missubmitting the wanted README, edit lesson to fit description better, and another README test. You'll see all the blobs too. Get status. I'm not going to have any status, obviously, because I haven't done anything or need to do anything. And here's where it auto adds your gitignore. You see it already opened it and shows you everything you're ignoring. Diff, there's going to be no diffs because there's nothing done. Branches, main, and here I'll show you the delete branch thing. Delete branch, error. Cannot delete the only branch. It's going to look different depending on your using Windows or Linux. This is Linux. And then remotes. Origin. Again, here's what I'll show you. Add remote. Enter your other remote. And say, oh, I don't know. We close this. Run it again. We'll do this time open repository. There's bookbot. Choose it. There we go. We're right back in it. Let's go over here to bookbot. And we'll edit the README real quick. Right now it says bookbot lesson. Let's say this is for YouTube. This is KindaGit for Python. Or no, made in Python. Made in Python. That. Back to the program. Right now, we see no get status. We do refresh. A red background, it'll say unstaged, readme, and red. Go to diff. We show diff. Again, the same idea. You'll have this. You have where it's what it's called. See, this was removed. This was added. Again, not really meant for public consumption. Just enough for me to know what's changed. Really, it's not super good looking or super fancy. Branches are gonna be the same. We're gonna be the same. But now we're gonna add all our files. We'll do a commit message. This is a YouTube test. And we'll click commit. We refresh status. You see we don't need to worry about it anymore. But if we go back to commit history, see we got our new commit up here now. Just to show you that you can add it, your gitignore. We'll say, let's add read readme me.md. Pretty sure that was it, right? Oh, md is lowercase. Readme.md. And if we save this gitignore, say gitignore saved. Well, go to the gitignore. See, actually saved it to Gignor. Again, it's not like the most fancy project. I'm still learning, but I'm wanting to go with this kind of tabbed main feature needed for a single person kind of deal. And I don't know. I'm going to keep working on it. It's going to take a long time to get where it is. What I eventually want to do is have maybe a little space between each of these tabs here. And that's just going to come down to me sitting down and space them out a little bit to where they fill up this entire area. That way, it's almost like its own kind of folder and a filing cabinet, so to say. But yeah, that's it for now, and hope everyone's doing well. And the usual Tuesday video will be up, and I'll catch you next time. So everybody take it easy now.